Hi, this is Tino, MusicUCanSee. We're at Winter NAMM, Anaheim, California, and I'm with Steph Paynes, guitarist. But quite interesting, you play in a band called Lez Zeppelin.
Yes, I do. And can you guess what that is?
I would imagine a tribute band, but a female tribute band to Led Zeppelin.
Very close. We are all women. We do play Led Zeppelin's music, but we're not a tribute band.
Nice. What makes you different than a tribute band?
Well, I like to say it's kind of a deep concept, but we don't impersonate
Absolutely.
the band.
Sure.
Number one. We're not trying to play everything absolutely note for note, so that if you just squint your eyes a little, you think, oh yeah, that's, it could be them. You're not trying to fool anyone into that.
Good.
We channel the energy, the real sort of passion and the live performance of what they do. We sort of get deeper down and figure, try to tap into what it was that made that music so powerful. So amazing.
Especially in the live performance of it.
Especially in the live performance. And it really is a kind of surrendering to what it is, which takes a certain kind of approach and practice.
You make an interesting point, because I think Jimmy Page played guitar just the way you explained your take on the band Led Zeppelin.
Yes. And actually Jimmy came to see us.
Wow, what was his
response was just that, was yes, that's how it should be done. That's right. Because I'm sure there are guitar players that could play more accurately and more perfectly, the solo to Stairway to Heaven. And, I should probably practice for that. And, because sometimes I get a little lazy, but I think the point is that it's not really so much that as it is the total feeling of it.
Absolutely.
In the moment and reaching for something
right
with the other players
right
on the stage.
And like a blues guitarist would be, they don't ever play the same solo the same ever again.
That's right. Thank you.
And I think Jimmy Page was that kind of guitarist.
Yes, he was. Now, to be presumptuous and be a band that plays his music and think that you can come up, you have to kind of take that leap and get into, the style deep enough so that you can then understand what he might have done.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of been my challenge is, in a sense, I play so much like him now because I've studied it so much that I kind of know his riffs. I know where he might go. And I'm not saying he wouldn't play a solo that I play, but it won't be so far off that people will be like, what was that?
So really you're a women's band that is actually continuing where they maybe left off.
Oh, I'd love to think of it that way.
That's awesome.
I hope so.
That's awesome. That's one thing I liked about his playing and the band in general was the improv. You weren't going to get a cookie cutter of their records. Even blues artists, there's much more live going on than their records. I mean, it actually kind of constrains them, I think.
I totally agree.
And it doesn't catch all that live energy that a live performance does. So blues is the opposite. You buy the record and go, wow, this isn't, it's not like the live performance. Well, it never will be. And I think the same went with Zeppelin. I never got to see Zeppelin, but I would imagine that's...
Me either, but I saw the reunion concert.
Oh, right.
The O2, I saw that.
Okay.
Which was great. But I think that's exactly right. And I think it's partially because, this is sort of a leap, but in a way it is the same for me, so it might be the same for Jimmy, I guess. I never talked to him about this, but I would be bored. It's like, I kind of want to be on stage and not really know what's going to happen.
Right, it keeps it fresh.
It's really this sort of almost daredevil,
absolutely,
kind of attitude toward, you've got to have everything on the edge in order for it to be really alive.
It keeps it alive and fresh.
And there were times I go out there and I really don't know, and it's a little scary. You're
That's
like
good,
in a moment.
But it puts you in a different energy than just the mundane of playing what you just played here for the last 3 nights.
That's right. You're picking the excitement of the moment and potential brilliance, which
Right.
I think you can't really get there
Right.
unless you put yourself there, and then
Right.
you can against sort of a continuity and a certainty that you're going to play the right thing
Right.
all the time.
Right, absolutely.
So.
What made you pick up a guitar, and at what age did you just start picking up a guitar? I think the quote last night was that Guitar Center sold more guitars to women last year. I think that's awesome.
Isn't that
Talk
amazing?
about that.
That is amazing. It's hard to believe because when I got my first guitar when I was 6.
Wow.
And I really wanted a guitar, but I wanted to be like the guys that I saw playing the guitar, and
But
they were all guys.
But there were a
pretty
lot
much.
of women too.
There are now much
and back
more.
then, Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, but I didn't want to play. I
You didn't
love
wanna
Joni.
be- you
I
didn't
love
wanna be
Joni. Joni is like
yeah,
my
but you didn't
hero.
want to be a folk artist.
No,
Right.
first of all, I can't sing like her, so forget about it. I'm not even gonna
Right.
If I could, I would maybe be different. But I really wanted to play like Eric Clapton.
Wow. Wow.
That's really what I was at. Jimi Hendrix and all
Right.
those guys,
Right,
from that
right,
era.
right.
And I loved that.
Right.
But then, my thought was, I can't do that. That's like not women's work. Like,
Right.
I really thought this is not like I can't do that.
You thought that, or people told you?
I
can't?
thought it,
Oh,
but I
okay.
think that it was. I thought it, so I have only myself to blame.
Right.
I didn't listen to myself. Clearly, here I am. But it's also, I think, a cultural undercurrent.
That we don't really. It's subconscious.
It's not like, wow, you want to play the guitar? Cool, let's get him a guitar.
Right.
Let's get him a cool, maybe, he'll do
Right.
it and he'll be a cool kid and have lots of girlfriends.
Right. Right.
It was like, you want to do that? I don't think so. And I'm not blaming my parents or anything.
No,
It's not.
of course.
But there is a kind of,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a subtle thing.
Yeah.
And I think that,
But things have
now it's totally different.
Yeah.
Because, there were so many women. You saw them last night. There were a lot of them. But I've never seen so many women musicians in the same place
Oh
at
yeah.
once.
Jennifer Batten.
It's amazing. Jennifer and I are doing a couple shows together in New York in March.
Oh, so is that where you guys are based out of?
Well,
Your-
she
your band?
isn't, but I am. Yes.
Okay. Wow, very cool. So
Yeah.
you came out for the show.
Yeah.
Very cool. Been visiting with Steph. She's in a band called Lez Zeppelin out of New York, and we're at Winter NAMM, Anaheim, California.